He's like love, 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 and music. La la la, love, 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 and music. Love, love.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. This is either going to be a TV roundup or a standalone Married at First Sight. I don't know which one I'm going to do yet, y'all, because it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and I don't know if I'm going to add something else to it or not. We shall see. So just whatever the title say, that's what this is, because I ain't even sure yet. But thank you for tuning in. This is the season finale for Married at First Sight. Season something, episode last, decision day. And I told y'all before, I wasn't going to go through no particulars. I'm going to give y'all what they chose and my opinions on it. And I'm happy the episode didn't play around and have a whole hour and a half or 2 hours for something they can say, hey, what you want to do, yes or no, stay or go. So that was really cool. If you have not done so already, please take a moment to subscribe to my channel and become a whole Jaybird, dun 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 dun, and all that good shit. Okay, let's get started. First up, Keith, I got pictures, y'all. Keith and Christine. So Keith and Christine were a really cute couple, and it was weird. I feel like, Christine lives or goes to a hairstylist who is not black. Okay, and I'm not trying to be racist, but look at this shit. Okay, I feel like that's something that a person who does not go to a black hairstyle, that's how it looks. Look at that. I'm just so upset with that. I feel like a black hairstylist would not let you go out with a weave looking like that. I just, not to be racist, but black hairstylists is no good. That is no better. Girl, it looks okay from the front, but the close-up was horrible. Anyway, they had, in my opinion, made the best of their self. I feel like they really embraced being married. I was surprised when she was things are weird. He has to get more focused. We have to decide on children. And I'm like, oh, I thought that was on a good little coast or whatever. So, of course they say, do you or don't you? Do you or don't you? They both said they want they marry. I was nervous for a whole 10 seconds, okay? Because she was saying how, what if this honeymoon phase that we're in isn't really what it is, then it's great because it's the very beginning. And I'm like, that's true. So I'm like, shit, she gonna say she may want a divorce. But she said she wants to stay married. He said he wanted to stay married. I do feel like they were lucky enough to be matched up. I do feel that way. But of course, we have to see what it says come the little reunion that comes on next week. But they said yes. Next up, we have AJ and Stephanie. And I still feel like AJ is partially a murderer, and he may kill her dog or something weird or whatever. His temper scares me. Not really murder, but it's just something weird where I feel like he has an anger that he hides and we don't see it. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like Stephanie saw it. It was like, maybe I should not, this may be my out and I should take it. Because she mentioned how his temper, how he gets upset, how he responds to things, you know what I'm saying? It's not ideal. And she be having to figure out how to respond to him in those moments. Because he is him. You can clearly see why he's single. In those moments of him and his frustration, because he becomes a different person. And if you see that different person too much, you know what? I don't want to deal with this shit. I don't want to deal with the other AJ. I don't know. So He, of course, said yes, he wants to stay married, the whole time. And I was 100% sure that she was going to say no. And sure enough, she stayed. She said she wants to work it out. She wants to see if they can get even better without the camera. She said she feel like some of the stuff was forced based on the show, because they do force them to do certain. You have to go here. You have to do that. You have to talk about this, that, or the other. So it's like some things were forced because of the show. So she wants to see, like, what will this be once they are no longer with the cameras and the doctor, like, how will it go? And I said, well, okay, to me, she wasn't saying, did she say I want to do it forever? I mean, she said she wanted to stay, but I felt like I want to take another trial run. Let's see how it goes the next 4 weeks with no cameras. And then at that point, I may want out. So, like, when we go to the reunion, we could be in a divorce, because that has happened. That has happened. Anyway, so surprisingly, I was very surprised that they stayed together. I for sure thought she was going to ask for a divorce. But joke was on me. Joke was on me. So, next up, this is going to probably have to be, I don't know the ass I'm into this. Kate and Luke. As you can see from their pictures. Okay, let me say this. Luke is a piece of shit. Okay? A piece of shit. Mainly because he led her on this whole show. However, she's stupid because she knew it was happening, and she kept like, well, let's just see how it goes, because sometimes he's nice. But I'm like, clearly, Luke was trying to do this in a way to where I'm going to be completely different off camera than I am on camera. And when I'm on camera, I'm going to say these awkward, weird things I find attractive about you that have nothing to do with the reason of being attracted to someone. I love your personality. And I'm like, you're lying. You're lying. Like, people, we see the preview for the reunion. He like, yeah, people keep saying I'm gay, and she says something like, well, your profile on Facebook says you're dating a man. I was like, that's the reason to think someone's gay. And my thing is, I don't think his main issue is that he's possibly gay. Because if you're gay, who cares? Gay people deserve to be loved too. I just felt like he was a piece of shit because he was sneaking and having sex with her. But like, don't tell anyone that we having sex. He was trying to save face. He wanted it to be like, if I act on camera like I'm trying my best to be with her, like if I'm a shithole behind closed doors and we get divorced after the cameras are gone, no one can know how much of an asshole I am. I feel like he completely played her, and she also played herself. I really wish, and the whole time they were sitting there, it was just awkward as hell. And I was like, oh, please just break up. And I really wish they would have asked him first if he was going to stay or go. They asked her first, and I was terrified that she was going to be a dumb person and say, I want to try to work it out because he says he likes me. And I am ecstatic that she said, I think we need to separate. Like, we need to end this shit immediately, okay? And then he like, I like you. I care for you. But, I don't want to see you in so much pain, daily. Because you an asshole, bruh. You the reason she act like that, okay? And I'm like, she crazy for having sex with him. And they said, well, how do you think he was able to have sex with you even though he, like, really did not like you like that? And she said, I think he did it because he knew I wanted sex. It wasn't because he wanted it. He did it because I wanted it, not because he wanted it. And I'm like, I don't want to have sex with anyone who don't want to have sex with people. You have to want sex with me for me to even want it with you. And I'm like, for her, it's like she knew he only did it because I'm like, girl, you couldn't have had not nan orgasm. Like, he looked like he could not have gave you not nan orgasm. Okay, girl. So yeah, she said no, thank you, I'm good, love. And then he kind of agreed with her. It gave him an out, because once the first person say no, you can't say yes. You know what I'm saying? So I really wish they would have let him say whatever first. Because I don't feel like he would have said, no, we should divorce. I feel like he would have said, we should stay together just for him to save face. And then after the show was over, they would have gotten divorced. Okay. But because she went first, it gave him an out. And I'm like, I don't like it. Because he ain't shit. He ain't shit. Okay. And so they are broken up. Thank God. And last but not least, Jasmine, whose name I could not remember every time I was driving in my car talking about it, and Will. Now, this couple, all season, this is the only couple who did not have sex. Shocked me. Okay? Shocked the shit out of me. Now, the whole season, Jasmine was ready and willing to have sex with her husband. I feel like Jasmine wholeheartedly took this complete thing 100% serious. Will, on the other hand, kept saying how, he takes things slower and he has to have an intimate, connection with somebody that's like intellectual and he needs to be intellectually stimulated. So he had this thing to where he didn't want to just physically be with someone, which is great. And, she says, like, I tried to do this and do that or whatever. And I think, there's this communication issue between us, but I'm willing to, work at it and, for us to still be together. So she said yes. Even though she said we have these little issues to where we have these differences, I'm willing to, go the distance with you because in this marriage, because I think we can make it. And then he agreed that they had different issues and communication issues or whatever. And then he said, and for that reason, I'm going for a divorce. I said, what? Bruh. I did not expect Will to be the one to say we should get divorced. And when he said it, she was shocked. She was shocked. And she was slowly crying, just dabbing tears away. I think he played her. I think Will knew from the first or second week. I think when they were on their honeymoon and they would be debating stuff. You know what I'm saying? I think he knew from that moment that he didn't want to be in this. You want to know why? Because he was uncomfortable with the fact that she challenged him and did not, because she said at one point, she said, sometimes he wants me to disagree with something he say, even if my opinion is different, and then he don't want to have a conversation about it. You know what I'm saying? She says, like, I'm a debater. And you know what I'm saying? I don't mind debating issues and having conversations, and he don't like that. And that's something else to me too. Like, I love to talk about every and anything. So anyone who's with me, like, you have to be able to communicate and talk about all issues and be able to be mature enough to know it's not an argument. It's a conversation. Even if it's a debate, it's a conversation, not an argument. And she said before, she said, let's stay together, how he will, sometimes she feels like he wants her to just agree with him and just not have her own opinion. So I feel like Will felt challenged. Like, she not going to be a wife who going to just sit at home, cook, clean, not do nothing, and, let me be the man of the house. And, just like, Will, I owe you an asshole. I feel like he was an asshole because I feel like she was blindsided. I feel like she had no inkling that he would say, let's not be together. I feel like, Christine and I think, girl, I forgot names already. Christine and Keith, I feel like they kind of knew I feel like each couple knew what the other one was going to do. Okay? I also feel like, even with Kate, I feel like Kate knew that Luke would not say, let's divorce. I think she knew that, and that may be the reason they let her go first. Okay? However, I do feel like Jasmine wholeheartedly thought like, oh, he not going to want a divorce because he hasn't let me know in any way that he didn't think that we were going to make it. And she said, she's like, I feel like he treated this thing as a countdown. He was just waiting for it to be over because that's what it was for him. I agree. I feel like Will completely shocked me shitless. I was like, what? I was upset. I'm upset. I was like, really, Will? Really, bruh? Really? Even the fact that she didn't boo-hoo cry, but as she was talking, you just seen tears drop, and she had tissue, and she was, blotted her eyes, dropped it, and catch the tears. But she was completely shocked, and so was I. And I feel like, and I like how the pastor guy, I can't think what his name is, he said to Will, like, I think you are making a mistake. I think what she brings to your life would be like, I forgot the word he used, but she would bring so much to your life and you missing out on it. And I feel like when they went back to the house, they showed them all go back to the house, and so two couples breaking up. So we seen Kate and Luke, going back to the house. She's like, all right, I'm finna pack. They're like, oh, you need some help? She was like, no. And so she packed up and she left. And then, it was at these other houses. So we then seen, Jasmine and Will go back to the house and her packing up. He like, you packing up? She was like, yeah. Like, I like how she was like, I'm not gonna stand here and like give you the satisfaction of feeling like, oh, and he kept saying, oh, and she'll eventually figure out that I was right. No, you were wrong. You were wrong. And I feel like you played her. Ooh, you played her. And I also feel like a little bit in the reunion, they may be a couple who did not get divorced, who tried to work it out or whatever. I feel like that could have possibly happened. I feel like Will maybe could have seen he made the wrong decision and he was just scared and pussy in that moment. Okay, sorry for my language. But I was completely shocked that he said to divorce. Really, because you had no reason to. Because my thing is, even if you don't, the only couple who should have got divorced was Luke and Kate. They wholeheartedly should have gotten divorced. However, I feel like even if those first 7 weeks you didn't feel nothing was whatever, you could have still stayed married and then seen how it was once the cameras were gone. Because y'all seem to have a great connection. But I feel like the reason he kept holding out on sex with her is because he felt like, I'm not going to have sex with her because I feel like I'm not going to stay married to her. And I don't want to have to add another sexual partner to my notch. But I was completely shocked. I really, really, really was. So I'm going to end it here, y'all. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I will be reviewing the reunion that comes on next week too. So we shall see how that goes. Anyway, I'm all done, y'all. Peace.
He's like love, 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 and you.